to Nostalgia Tour. Today I'm going to be talking about strawberry shortcake. So growing up, I had a really big, and I still have it, big collection of strawberry shortcake DVDs, even though I only remember watching the mermaid one. I used to have a whole bunch of strawberry shortcake smelly lip gloss McDonald's toys dolls where the characters would smell like their name and the top of the hats would come off to reveal lip gloss, but that's about it. Originally created in the 1970s, strawberry shortcake has had quite the evolution over the past 5 decades, going from being one of the most popular toys in America to a character that very few people would recognize today. Today I'm going to be talking about strawberry shortcake from her humble beginnings as a greeting card character to her billion-dollar franchise, multiple makeovers, numerous TV shows, and where she is now. So let's get into it. Originally created in the 70s for America Greetings, one of the biggest greeting card companies in the world, in 1972, they created a Valentine's Day card which had a girl with a daisy on it. The young girl was wearing an orange bonnet with strawberries, and the card was surprisingly popular with customers. American Greetings tasked their staff with creating 4 more strawberry-themed cards for their annual market test. In 1977, the response with these test cards was immediately positive, and the company had so much faith in the concepts that they went full forward, full scale, and in 1979, the first batch of official strawberry shortcake greeting cards was released to the public. This version of strawberry shortcake had red yarn hair, wore a red dress with little frills, a white apron with green and white striped tights, and bloomers along with a pink bonnet with strawberries on it. So what I have on my shirt. Seeing the potential Strawberry had they began producing strawberry shortcake dolls in February 1980, adding new characters to the line like Huckleberry Pie, Raspberry Tart, Blueberry Muffin, Plum Pudding, Apple Dumpling, and many more. With every doll having a dessert-themed name and clothing, the doll line was able to have a unique gimmick. Fragrances. No one's seen a doll that smells before. Each adorable character was given a signature scent which corresponded to their name and design, which helped the dolls stand out from the crowd because no one's heard of a smelling doll before. Becoming incredibly popular with young girls, Strawberry Shortcake also had parental approval because the parents deemed her to be more age-appropriate than Barbie, who had a more grown-up appearance, and whole gimmick is dressing up. As time passed, more and more characters were introduced to the Strawberry Shortcake universe, including Lemon Meringue, Orange Blossom, Lime Chiffon, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. These secondary characters were developed by American Greetings, and these characters appeared in various merchandise throughout the decade, including greeting cards, clothing, room decor, books, toys, and even food. Strawberry Shortcake was so popular, she produced $8 million in 1981. Across the country, industries and insiders were baffled by the success of the franchise. Specials were then being made and started being released starting with The World of Strawberry Shortcake in March of 1980, which followed a different special every year up until 1985. These specials allowed further expansion of the Strawberry Shortcake universe, introducing several new characters as well as villains like Purple Pie Man and Sour Grapes. By bringing these beloved characters into an animated format, they were able to showcase their unique personalities, so children would see these characters and not just think toys, but also Not just think of them as toys, but think of them as friends with personalities. Although Strawberry Shortcake was one of the most popular and recognizable faces in the country, very few people actually knew her story of how she came to be. Of how she came to be and how she was created. And by 1985, Strawberry Shortcake's popularity began to do a slight decline and wound up discontinuing production of the toy line that same year. The licensing rights were then sold to a company called Toy Headquarters. After several years of radio silence, Toy Headquarters eventually rebooted the franchise in 1991. They gave Strawberry Shortcake and her friends a new look, which was generically cute with very basic color palettes. So Strawberry was pink, Blueberry Muffin was blue, Orange Blossom was orange, so on and so forth, giving all the characters the same outfit but different colors, and removing a lot of the dessert themed aspects that defined them in the past. This update was poorly received by fans, and after 1 year, this generation was shelved after only releasing one single line of dolls. Strawberry Shortcake lay dormant for over a decade until 2002, when the character was revived for a 21st century makeover by American Greetings, with licensing rights for the toys being granted to Bandana. This is the Strawberry Shortcake I remember. Instead of the original ragdoll look, the character had a more casual and realistic appearance. Strawberry now had short red hair with short red hair with a pink strawberry hat and a bow, along with a striped shirt, jeans, and a red jacket tied around her waist. Got it. Many of the other characters got a similar makeover with jeans and sneakers, overalls, which reflected children's fashion trends at the time and gave them a more comfy, casual, cottagecore type look. There was some pushback towards the new look, but it wasn't really enough to do anything, and by 2003, a TV show was released. The cast was made up of both new and old characters, and because it was an episodic TV series instead of a yearly special, they were able to experiment with Strawberry Shortcake, the characters, the personalities, the relationships they have with each other. They further developed their clothing, giving them more outfits and specific outfits for specific episodes, like ball gown, swimsuits, winter wear. This gave the franchise more of a fashion element than it had in the past. The specials from the 1980s had Strawberry and her friends set off on a grand adventure in order to defeat the villain, while the TV series was a lot more grounded in reality. And although some episodes and movies had a bit of magicalness to them, like I said, the one where they turn into mermaids, and there's one I have called The Adventure to Ice Cream Island, a lot of the scenarios and stuff were things that a child can relate to. Being sick, going camping, getting into a fight with your friend. There was one on manners, being afraid of the dark, just kid stuff. In 2006, Playmates Toys picked up the rights to manufacture and sell the Strawberry Shortcake toys, and the characters were given yet another redesign. This redesign took after the 2003 characters, keeping pretty much everything the same. The art style, the color palette, the casual clothing. They were given a somewhat older appearance, Strawberry growing her hair out a little and everyone getting a little taller, now resembling teenagers more than children. This change was reflected in the TV series, with the fourth and final season of the series showing the characters in their new preteen teenager-ish looks. In June of 2008, Hasbro won the license from Playmates, resulting in yet another reboot of the franchise. This relaunch began in summer of 2009 with the release of a fully CGI'd movie named The Sky's the Limit, which was followed by a new line of strawberry shortcake themed toys and a show. This lineup so far had the most changes, with characters receiving a much fruitier makeover. Taking the characters and focusing more on the fruit parts of their names to kind of distance themselves from the desserts, because desserts are bad for you, which meant a lot of strawberry shortcake's friends were left behind. Ginger snap, angel cake, a lot of them got left behind. Strawberry now has long red hair, a pink hat that looks like the top part of a strawberry. She wore a simple dress with the top part being white with puffy sleeves and a strawberry on it, and then the skirt part of the dress was pink with red polka dot. She has her green and white striped tights back and little red dress shoes. And because they were distancing themselves from the dessert, only a handful of Strawberry's friends made it from 2003 to now. Raspberry tart, lemon meringue, blueberry pie, plum pudding, and orange blossom were the only to survive, having fruits in their names. Meanwhile, angel cake, ginger snap, bread pudding, caramel corn, Annie oatmeal, and apple dumpling were nowhere to be found. All of the main characters now owned small businesses, ran all by themselves. Lemon had a hair salon, Raspberry had a clothing store, Blueberry Muffin had a library, Plum Pudding a dance studio, Orange Blossom a little food market, and yeah. In 2010, Berry Bitty Adventures began airing. The show Berry Bitty Adventures, the Strawberry Shortcake show, began airing with less positive reviews. Hasbro ceased production on the Strawberry Shortcake show and the dolls, and in 2013 eventually lost the rights, and the license in 2014 was purchased by Iconics, then later in 2014 by WildBrain. 2013 Hasbro lost the rights, and then in 2014 they were purchased by Iconics, then WildBrain in 2015. There we go. And despite the franchise changing companies multiple times, the characters and the designs introduced in 2009 remain consistent for the show's 5-year run. Then in 2017, promotional material for a 3D computer animated series was released online, quickly drawing criticism from fans. This new look of Strawberry, she was now wearing a strawberry beanie with a bob cut that looks a little more pink than red, a plain white dress, her tights were now socks, and her dress shoes were now sneakers. She was way more cartoony looking with a really big head and really big circle eyes. She looks even smaller. Strawberry Shortcake has always been small. I mean, have you seen her with this strawberry? She's always been small, but this adaptation, she looks like she'd be about like that big. Like she looks about as big as a Smurf. It's unclear how much of this 3D series was completed since only the Strawberry Shortcake 3D model or whatever was released, and it was immediately met with negativity and then nothing. So nothing else has been seen from this project and is now considered lost media. In 2021, Wild Brain released the web series Strawberry Shortcake Berry in the Big City on YouTube. And watching it, you can already tell there are remnants from the 2017 project when you look at the characters. Yeah, when you look at the Strawberry's character design, she's still wearing the strawberry beanie. Blueberry Muffin has a giant bun. Berry in the Big City got rid of the fantasy adventure elements that were slowly fading out as time went on in favor of more realistic storylines and settings. Like the many reboots of Strawberry Shortcake before, the characters' outfits are updated again. Strawberry had her long hair back. It's still more pink than red. With a jean jacket, her dress is the same as her 3D person. Her striped socks are now back as tights or leggings, I can't really tell. And she has a little strawberry shaped bag. While I don't love the fashion choices of the characters, I do like that this is the first time each character is given a unique style that reflects their individual personalities rather than whatever was popular at the time in their signature colors. I do like how they all have a different style along with a different, fruit-themed name. Following the release of the series, Wild Brain announced that they would be working on making toys and a doll line, but as of right now of this video, nothing has been released yet. And that is where Strawberry's adventure ends. Thank you all for taking this nostalgic tour with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!